Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by. I want to thank our new subscribers this week, but also thank those of you that are returning for this week's energy update. Before we get started on this week's energy, I want to back up a little bit. Leo season came in last Saturday and the sun moved into the sign of Leo, and I failed to mention it in last week's video, so I'd like to take a moment and just discuss this energy. It's all about being ferocious, being dedicated, and very proud. It is very fun, loving energy. It is denoted by the sun, and so it's very warm. It just feels very good to be in Leo season, that's for sure. Leo is a fixed fire sign, so if you find yourself being too fixed, just totally engaging in fixity, not wanting to bend here or there, or hear another person's point of view or action or whatever, you're just fixed in the circumstance, just know it might be a good idea to be a little bit more flexible so that you can continue to grow during this Leo season. Now, let's jump into this week's energy. Today, very powerful day. We've got Chiron going retrograde in the sign of Aries. We will talk more about that in a moment because that Chiron energy will be helping us heal things whose themes will be popping up over the course of the week. So we're going to save that for the end of the video. So today also we've got Mercury, which is in the sign of Leo, is going to square Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Now, this is very intense energy, sudden activities or communication that makes you feel vulnerable or powerless, asking you to either respond or react very quickly to a circumstance. And as I mentioned, it is tense. You will be under pressure or could be under pressure if you feel this energy. And with five-dimensional understanding of this and you're responding, it's asking you to find an opportunity in the circumstance. From a 3D perspective, it's fear-based reality, so you're going to react and engage in a 3D level. So just choose wisely when this circumstance, or if the circumstance, pops up in your sphere of understanding. Then to further the theme of tense this week, or challenge perhaps, Tuesday and Friday, the nodes of destiny are going to square Pluto and Capricorn. We've talked about this energy. It's an underlying theme that will be present for quite some time, but it is going to perfect twice this week, really raising the tense atmosphere that we may find ourselves in. Because the Capricorn theme is all about top-down authority, you could find yourself up against something that asserts a great deal of power over you, which is going to trigger some responses, that's for sure. Choose wisely how you want to respond versus react to any circumstances that pop up in your sphere. Then on Thursday of this week, very interesting to note that Mercury will be in the sign of Leo, is going to pass through or enter the apex of the yod that we spoke about in the last video. For more information, go back to that video where I expand a little bit on that yod and what it means. This is very powerful energy. There's no doubt about it. Now that Venus retrograde theme and Mercury's about to go retrograde, so those themes are going to intertwine. Then on Friday of this week, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Virgo, and it is its domicile. Mercury loves the sign of Virgo, but it's going to be here for an elongated stay. As I mentioned, next week, Mercury is going to enter shadow. And yep, it's Mercury retrograde season again. If things weren't tense enough and crazy enough, we're going to throw a Mercury retrograde into it too. That's just fine. We can handle it, not a problem. Next week, when Mercury enters shadow, it's going to, like I said, it's going to pull in the theme of Venus retrograde too, because of its entry into the yod just before it goes into shadow. So those energies and circumstances are going to combine, and they're here to help us understand, that's a Mercury theme, who and what we value as a mirror of how you feel or see yourself. So keep that all in mind. This is huge. We are now going to integrate the actions and communications into awareness. So powerful circumstances could be popping up for you relative to these themes. Mercury in Virgo definitely personifies embodied wisdom. So we can really come away with some greater, higher level understanding here, just some wisdom of how discernment and details can make for healthy, wise communications. This Mercury retrograde season can help us understand how our daily habits and communications and actions, how we react and what our motivational force is within those circumstances. You know, Virgo is asking us to be a very healthy master, right? Virgo is all about health. It's on that axis. Where are you spinning your wheels with an old paradigm? Now it's time for us to drop some of that, right? You decide and choose wisely through this process. Now, let's back up to Chiron retrograde, because all of these themes of this week, whether it's the Mercury retrograde, the Venus retrograde, Mercury entering the Yod's apex, Pluto square Capricorn, all of these themes that are present are weaving into this Chiron retrograde in Aries theme. As you know, Chiron is the wounded healer. With the very tense, powerful energy that is going to be with us this week, these themes are all very purposeful. The outer planets themselves help us with underlying themes, right? That is a collective theme. And we've got Pluto retrograde, talks about power issues. We've got Saturn retrograde right now in Pisces, which speaks about clarity of restrictions and responsibilities. And again, those are underlying circumstances that I would suggest that you keep and be mindful of as you find yourself facing some of the circumstances that will be presenting. And then we get Chiron retrograde in Aries, again, just after the North Node crosses into Aries for a cycle of going inward to heal. So Chiron is asking us to go inward to heal. It's retrograde. And it's in Aries. North Node just moved into Aries, asking us to be more centered in ourselves instead of being self-centered. And as I sat with this energy this morning, I received a very powerful channeling. I actually typed it out, and I would like to read it for you now. I'll also type it in the video description box below, but let me just say this, and then we're done with the energy for this week. There's a lot here, so. This Chiron retrograde season, which is July 23rd through December 26, 2023, using the unbridled drive of Aries energy to look at vulnerability relative to wounding for the purpose of clarity, understanding, and growth. And please allow me to expand. Understanding more fully where we have been and why we went there. What needs healing, so when we emerge from this retrograde cycle in December, we can embrace and fully embody being centered in ourselves, the 3D knowing of the very powerful force we are, and move away from being rooted and stuck in the concept of 3D victimization. Healthy independence is definitely the goal here. What do you need to heal to have mastery in this area? Holding space for past wounds, that unresolved wounding leaves us in a state of imbalanced power. The clarity and alignment brought by presence and awareness, coupled with the bravery of Aries, can heal wounding, even the ancestral wounding of generations. Holding someone or something accountable for wounds is fine. and most likely helped you at the time of the wounding, but let's boldly go deeper this retrograde season so you can gain your power back. Pluto's powerful retrograde back to Capricorn, squaring the nodes of destiny, is helping us by showing us examples of opportunities for growth with imbalanced power dynamics. By practicing presence and holding space for awareness, truly the clarity of Saturn retrograde in Pisces season, that's what that's all about, you hold the key to growth and understanding. Join me in our next internal healing journey this Chiron retrograde season, won't you? What a powerful time of healing indeed. I had a card jump right out of the deck this morning, and I have to tell you, it does not surprise me. I chose to use the Dragon Oracle cards. As you know, this is one of my favorite fire sign decks to use when I feel very powerful fire sign energy, and we are really jumping into our Aries energy this week. The card that jumped out is the Gold and Silver Violet Flame Dragon. This is a fifth dimensional dragon. I would like to read the entire message here because I think it is relative. Fifth dimensional gold and silver violet dragons are powerful alchemists. When they come to us, they transmute the old and allow magic and wonder to be revealed in its place. These glorious dragons work with Archangel Zachiel, and Saint Germain, the Lord of Civilization, and automatically link us to them when we call them in. Saint Germain was a great magician and dragon master. When we speak his name, a great light touches us. Archangel Zachiel, too, illuminates us and the dragons when we call him in. The dragons then surround us in gold, silver, and violet flames of wisdom, grace, and transmutation. The violet flames transmute the old and raise the frequency to a higher level. The silver ones bring in divine feminine grace, and the gold ones saturate us with wisdom. That speaks about again, we've got a triangle on this card, that's that yod, and we were speaking Venus energy. Oh, goodness, Neptune, which is in the sign of Pisces, we spoke about that, and also Pluto. Let's continue with the guidance. This card suggests it is time to let go of an aspect of your life that is no longer serving you. Ask the gold and silver violet flame dragons to clear the thought of it totally from your energy fields. Sense or feel them etherically burning up the old. Then ask them to replace it with the new and joyful possibilities that come to you at a higher frequency. When you connect with these dragons, you have a wonderful opportunity for service work. You can send them under the law of grace to any person or place that needs transformation. Remember, you will also be working with Saint Germain and Archangel Zachiel, who will illuminate them for you. So take a few moments now to direct those dragons to heal people, places, and situations in the world. What a powerful week. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you did like this video, please click the like button. If you know someone who could be helped by this video, please do share it with them. Co-create with me, won't you? And if you want to know when videos are being dropped, please click the subscribe button. Any comments or suggestions, please post them in the comment section below. I will be here with you all week, experiencing whatever happens to come our way with clarity and understanding, and help us make good decisions, good choices, responding in five-dimensional awareness. Namaste.